Hey guys, CR Classics here, welcome back to another video. Now this video is going to be showing you what Aldridge Trimmers have done to the car inside and what our sort of plans are, what we've got to do to it over the next couple of weeks while we're all in isolation here. So hopefully it should provide some sort of entertainment for you guys. I know a few of you have been quite excited about what the trimmers have been doing to it, and it was a hell of a task getting the car back, but we managed to get it just before all the lockdown, so we were all safe. But I'm so happy it's home, I'm so excited to show you guys what they've done to it. So let's start by showing you guys what they've done to the door cards. So guys, as you may or may not know, the door cards we had on the car before we sent them up to Aldridge Trimming were, well, you've probably heard the story 1,000 times, but when we sent them up there originally, probably about 6 months ago, I think, maybe slightly longer, we had them trimmed and they looked exactly like these, and they did a brilliant job of trimming them. But we did the board, the actual door card itself, that sits behind the vinyl. We did that ourselves and had it cut ourselves, but we had it cut straight and quite thick. So obviously the doors themselves, you'll see, are curved. This meant that we had to get them either recurved or remade. So we sent them up to Aldridge and added that to the list. Obviously we wanted them fitted properly. So what they ended up doing was making new door cards, as the ones that we sent up were too thick to bend, which is just a silly error by us, as you guys already know. But I mean, look at the job they've done. I mean, it fits exactly how it should. And it looks absolutely lovely as well. These door pulls as well, these things here, we didn't have on the on the car before. We can figure out how to fit them, and shutting it was a real bugger because the door cards, like I said, were straight and they kept catching on the sills themselves. So it was really awkward, really, opening the door of the car. So to have those done, although it seems like a tiny job to you guys maybe, is a massive tick for us on our list. And they look absolutely beautiful, I think, anyway. So yeah, just to clarify, they've redone the door cards behind, the actual wooden cards behind. They've had those redone, retrimmed the new cards, and popped this on, and popped all these little ashtray, the little handle on as well, on both sides, obviously, both sides of the car, so they both look absolutely lovely. So guys, the next bit of work that Aldridge Trimmers have done is probably the quite obvious bit that I mentioned in my last video, that always seems to let the car down. And well, you can probably see it's the under dash trim. So it's these bits under here, the bits that hide all the wiring basically. Now these, you're probably thinking I could have done myself. For a start, sourcing the material, sourcing the molds to go under here is hard, and we didn't get any with the car. And we did find some online, not the full set, but some of the pieces, which were in quite poor condition. But what I did with Aldridge is I sent them the bits I had, and gave them the bits I had, and they've now made I think it's aluminium molds, so they're brand new molds under here, and obviously retrimmed in this lovely squidgy vinyl, which looks, I'm sure you'll agree, absolutely stunning. new, like it rolled at the factory, really, like it's supposed to. And they've done an excellent job of fitting it. They've also tidied up the bonnet pull, which was in the wrong position down here. It was in the wrong position, so I asked them if they could trim that and fix that to the under dash trim by the steering column, and the ignition as well. The ignition was right at the back underneath the steering column, which is really awkward. You used to dangle over your legs and you could never find it. You always had to bend down and check down to find it. But they've now put it where it should be, and they've trimmed around it, and it looks really smart. I'm sure you'll agree. The only things they haven't done, which you'll see here, is these big bits that go sort of in the footwells, above the footwells really, and they go over here really. They haven't fitted those, which was sort of agreed by us before we dropped the collar off, that they weren't going to fit them. They were going to see what they could do, but I wasn't really expecting them to fit them in the first place, because as you can see, there's still quite a lot of exposed wiring underneath the dashboard, because, well, as you guys all know, we haven't finished the dashboard. All of the dials don't work. There's still a few that, you know, the speedo isn't 100% correct. It reads, I think, 20 miles an hour faster than we're actually going. The engine temperature doesn't work. There's a couple of little switches that aren't working how we'd like them to work. There's a few lights in here that aren't working. So we're going to need to fiddle around behind the dashboard anyway. So we didn't want it fully covered, so they've actually left they've left these big panels that slide over it, that fit over it, out, and they haven't trimmed those, and also they weren't really 100% comfortable touching that wiring anyway, because it was all exposed. So it was the best option really not to trim it. But that is something we can do ourselves, and they've taught me through the process of doing it ourselves. And it's quite simple really. They've done all the hard bits, so it's quite simple as well. They've actually fitted this lovely over dash piece, which you may think, hang on, it doesn't look any different to the last time we saw it. I take your point there, but the thing is, these two little air vents up here that are either side weren't fixed in, because we couldn't find the right tool to screw the little screws in that are right up against the windscreen here, without scratching the windscreen, because it's right up close, and I don't know how the hell they did it, but they've somehow managed to screw them in, which holds the overdash in, which makes it fit a bit more a bit more solid, and it doesn't rattle around too much as well. So it's pretty solid in there, but it obviously not finished. But the jobs they've done, I'm sure you'll agree, look absolutely stunning, and I couldn't be happier with it. And especially with everything that's been going on, the fact that they've been able to do work to this standard is really, you know, kudos to them. And like I say, I'd highly recommend anyone who's looking at getting any trimming done, not just on Lotus. They specialise in Jaguar, Ford, and they've got lots and lots of different cars in. I guarantee you there isn't a job they won't be able to do, and it really is a tailor-made experience as well. The workshop itself is a really amazing place, and everyone there is a real master of their craft. So let me know if you have any questions about it as well, guys, because I understand I can't answer everything in this. So yeah, let me know if there's anything else you want to know about it. But this has been the work that Aldridge Trimming have done to my Lotus Elan Plus 2, and there will be more videos coming featuring this car, and obviously the Tesla as well. I'm thinking of doing a comparison between this and the Tesla. As a few people have said, are there any similarities at all? Which I think there might be one or two. but I won't know until I get them next to each other and we have a look, really. Because if you look at them on the face of things, they couldn't be more opposite if you tried to pick two cars, really. But we'll give it a go. But any other videos you guys would like to see me do, please drop a comment on this video, and please like and subscribe and all that good stuff, as that means the world to me. We really are building up quite a force now as well on YouTube and Instagram and that sort of thing. But thanks for all the support anyway, guys. Keep in touch. This has been CR Classics, out.